Hello friends, it's me, Miss Amber from the Cortland Library, and I think I have another craft that we can do together. Um, I will start with this craft. Will take a little bit longer because there will be times we need paint to dry. Um, and grown-ups will have to help. We have a couple of things for you to do, but I think it'll be really fun. It'll be a nice springtime thing. Let's get started with what I have. I have here an empty egg carton, some newspaper so that you can lay down so you don't get any mess on the table. I found some paints. These are watercolor paints. Any kind of paint you have at home will do. If you don't have any paint, you could use markers too. Just might be a little bit hard with the surface of the egg carton, but it'll look beautiful. Let's see, what else do I have? I have this stick. I went on a nice walk outside and I found, whoops, this nice stick here. And I have some yarn. We're going to use some yarn today. Any kind of string, shoelaces that you're not using. Anything like that'll work. Twine, anything like that. Even dental floss. If you have extra dental floss hanging around, why not? If you have paper plates, you'll want a paper plate for your paint. I do not have paper plates, but I do have a paint palette, so I'll be using one of these today to put my paint in. And let's get started. We're going to be making a little mobile for our windows. So first step is for our grown-ups. Grown-ups, we're going to take our egg carton, we're going to cut out all of these. So that'll be for you with your big scissors. Miss Amber has some big scissors here, so we'll get to cutting. Now grown-ups, be careful. Set good examples for our little ones and being careful with our scissors, right? You're gonna want, you can cut all of them out. I'll probably just do 5 of mine or 6. But if you want more flowers, you can do more flowers. Up to you. Right. Oh, looks like you do 6. Half a dozen, right? All right, so once we have our egg cartons cut out, you'll see these two sides kind of look like flower petals. So what you and I are going to do is we're going to cut this in the middle to kind of make it also look like a little flower petal. We're just cutting a little triangle out there like that. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then you're going to kind of bend them out like this. Okay, so we'll do that for all of these. Alrighty, it looks like that's all of them. Now grown-ups, it is time to turn it over to the kids. And you are going to let them paint your eggshells here that you have here that we're going to turn into flowers. So I'm going to paint these and we'll speed it up so that you don't have to watch me paint all of them. And then we're going to let it dry. And once they're dry, we'll move on to the next step. All right. I finally got all of my paint into my palette here. And so I'm going to go and paint these and I will be right back. I'm back, friends. As you can see, I have painted my little cartons here. Grown-ups, it was so much fun. I forgot how fun it was to get a little bit messy and just paint. So if you want to give the kids 6 to paint, you want to paint 6, or if 6 is a lot and they want to paint 1 and you can paint 5, do whatever. But I highly recommend to get in on the painting because it was a lot of fun for me. When they're done, painted, you only need to paint the outside here. I painted the inside as well because I poured too much paint into my palette. And I know what they say, always do a little, you can add a little bit more, but you can't put it back in the tube. So I just went ahead and painted the inside. It did make it easier, like I said, to bend out your petals. However, it is a little wet. When I was starting to put the holes in the center, we were getting some big holes. So you might want to let them dry a little. Why I recommended an afternoon project. Paint, set it aside, let it dry, and then you can come back in a little bit. But when they are this soft with the paint, you can use the end of your scissors, just the little tip of your scissors. You can use a fork, you could use a needle, you could use the end of a paintbrush, anything like that. Just be careful because as you can see, it was a little bit wet, so I have a pretty big hole in here, so I'll have to figure out how to tie the yarn in there. But while you're waiting to dry, you can go on your walk, find a stick, And then once you get your stick, you're gonna just start to tie some yarn strings on here. So I've already got 2 tied on here, and then I will tie 2 more on here as well. Just 1 more. I'll scoot this one over because I only did 6. So you can do random lengths of yarn, long lengths, short, however many you want. You can do 1 flower on each string, 2 on each string, whichever one you would like. Okay. Now that I have my yarn on my stick here, I am going to begin to put on our little flowers. So what I'm going to do is, now what would be fun is if you have the kiddos help you feed it through your little hole that you have there. And then you can, I know it's gonna, my holes are a little bit big. You just tie a little knot to hold it up on the string. If you have a hot glue gun and you want to put a little dot of glue up there, keep it from falling down, that's okay. I know there's one here somewhere, I just don't know where it is. But I do know that a little knot in the yarn should hold that flower up there. Well, should, I guess. Like I said, wait for them to dry because if you don't, the holes are a little big. So I will double knot mine. And let's see how that worked a little better here. Perfect, look at that. And I'm gonna add another one down here, and then I'll do 2 on this one and 2 on this one, and we'll see how it looks. I am, oops, still a little too wet. Patience is key here, which Miss Amber isn't always the best at. So, I already had my stick. I didn't go on a walk to get it after while we were drying, but that could have prevented me from wanting to do step 2 or 3, whichever step you would count this as. All right. Alrighty, folks, and there, ooh, can I fit it all in the frame? We have it. It'd look really fun in your window. Now, oh, there we go. Here's the thing. Some of them, like I said, I did not wait for them to dry long enough. And so it's okay if they're not perfect. I might go back through and just tie this one on differently. It's okay, it's fun, and it still looks really nice. Very springy and beautiful, and you know what I say, there's never a bad piece of art that you make. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that we're all staying safe and healthy, and I can't wait to see you guys back at the library. Bye!